This is my usual walk to work, although today we are not going to work because I'm doing a research on this place actually, which is called Lacul Valea Morilor, or the Lake of the Windmills. And I need more information about that place and some pictures, historical pictures. So we are going to the National Archive of Moldova. Luckily, my mom also works there, so it would be much more easier to get this information. My name is Cristina Voroneanu. I'm 24 years old. I come from Chisinau, Moldova. This is a small country between Romania and Ukraine in Eastern Europe. And I finished university recently. I did my master in international relations, European studies. And before that, I did my bachelor in international relations. And right now, I'm working actively in an NGO called My City Hall. We are trying to bring closer the authorities and the people so we can work together and resolve the issues that we are dealing on a daily basis. This shows how the park was initially built. My mom tells me that actually these people were just regular workers, students that were brought for a Saturday common group work.
Foarte multe evenimente sunt interesante și ea tot timpul era activă, tot timpul în diferite organizații. Cea mai mult, îmi amintesc când m-a frapat Cristina cu faptul că ea lucrează la Radio Moldova, prezintă emisiuni împreună cu Zinaida Izvaș. Încă era elevă la liceu, clasa 9, parmi sau a 10.
Chisinau is the city that I identify myself most with. I grew up actually nearby this park where we are right now, so I'm very connected with the city. I like the fact that Chisinau is very green and that it's active compared to other regions of Moldova, that they have many opportunities here. But I think, like most people, what connects me to Chisinau is, of course, the people that I know and the experiences that I had growing up here.
Cristina is a colleague of mine in de facto and working as well in Primăria mea, which is monitoring the city council and the mayor hall.
And we started with monitoring the city council of Chisinau because we are from this city. And during this monitoring process, we realized many issues. We became better, so we started to make research on urban issues. For example, transportation, public buildings. Transportation is actually my topic of research. Also, we organize a lot of public discussions in order to show the authorities how to efficiently communicate with the people. We initiate petitions, we work on informing the people about the decisions that are being made and try to involve the people as much in this process.
Even authorities are not respecting the rule of law, and people are not engaging with those authorities because of this gap and this problem. So the problems continues more and more, and the distance between authorities and politicians and people and citizens is getting bigger and bigger. So the first challenge is to get them closer in order to have a good communication about real problems, about real things that should be done in Moldova.
I see a lot of changes happening around me, and I'm thankful to be part of this history, but it's also very challenging because before that we never were a state, before 1991 when we became independent, so we don't have this experience of ruling ourselves. So we are still learning what it's like to be participative, how to take decisions together, how to respect each other's opinions. But luckily I'm part of a group of people and I'm surrounded by young people that are very optimistic and motivated, that have the courage to protest when it's necessary. So maybe because of that I'm very optimistic about the future in general.
Christina helped us with our urban and social research. We were running an campaign on Facebook to gain some volunteers, and Christina recommended some really nice volunteers who came along and helped us for like hundreds of hours of researching this specific street. In the last almost 30 years since the fall of the Soviet Union, we still are in a very transitional period with dictators, oligarchs, all that East European fashion. And we were lucky because we had so many foreign investors and foreign founders who invested in our understanding of democracy.
Quiz Mayor is an interactive way of telling people and asking them questions about following elections in the Republic of Moldova. We see this as an alternative way of involving young people in answering questions about electoral process. EDYN as an idea has a lot of potential. I think all the members have a great power, and they will learn how to work together and how to create beautiful projects.
I think, to be fair, she's a little bit of the soul of our organization, and she's the kind of person that when you're a little bit lazy and maybe you don't want to do some stuff, she's going to be the one who will bring all together and, guys, let's do this, let's do that, we need to achieve something. So I think that is actually very important. And I also say she has a pretty good strategic mind. She's good at planning things, doing projects and so on.
It became very popular in the last year to talk about being a global citizen. And I totally agree with that. That is great. But I feel like sometimes we forget about the fact that it's as important to be active on a local level. So I'd say to think global but act local. I know that sounds very cliche, but when you do something in your community, you can see immediate result, and that becomes some kind of a way of living your life. And then you are more prepared and more willing to engage on a global level.